Hello everyone, so I'll be showing you how to shape and package a plant, in this case a bonsai. So I have this really nice bougainvillea that I'll be shipping. I actually sold this at an auction. There's a Facebook group that I follow that I'm part of, and we do auctions pretty much every week. If you're interested, you can comment down below. But yeah, we do auctions, we sell, we trade, and just pretty much you can find pretty good trees in here. So I actually sold this one for an auction, so I'll be shipping this and I'll show you how to do that. So all I need, of course, you want a box. I made this box out of a larger one, and I'll be reinforcing it with additional cardboard on the side. I have some of this transparent wrapping, I don't know what this called, but I guess like wrapping paper, or that transparent one, used for food or whatever. I also have some bubble wrap. This one, the reason why I have this is because there's a ceramic pot. So of course, you don't want this to break. So I'll be wrapping this with some bubble wrap. Now the first thing, really important, something that you really want to do, you want to make sure that the soil is moist. So you want to add water and make sure it really drains down the pot. This one, you want to let it sit for about 20 minutes so it can really drain. It's not really dripping, so because there's cardboard here, so you don't want it to be all wet and break down during shipping. So I let this one for about 20 minutes, and it's still pretty moist, but it's not like wet at the bottom anymore. But just in case, to prevent the soil from dropping while the shipping, that box is going to be moving all around. So I have this, and I'll just wrap the soil, just kind of like wrap around it, just to make sure that soil stays in case that it does move or shake. Soil might move, but it's not coming out of that pot. It's going to remain in there. So once the buyer gets this plant, it's not going to be a mess in the box. So it's real quick here, speed up video. So as you can see, that soil is going to be really secured in here, in case that I can like twist it and flip, and it's not gonna go anywhere. However, the pot still not secured. We want to make sure that the pot is really secured with any tension or pressure that there might be. So that's what I'm saying. So for this, what I'll do is I'll just place this on the table, put it on top, and I'm just going to wrap this thing. One thing that I forgot to mention, that we need tape. Of course, we need that tape so we can tape down the bubble wrap. Grab my tape, put this right here, and since there's already that paper in there, that transparent wrapping paper thing, I'm just gonna stick that tape on there real easy. Makes it so much easier rather than sticking the tape to the actual pot, which would cause the paint to come off, because tape can be pretty strong sometimes. So gotta make sure that it's really well secured right there. Cut right here, and same here on this one. I'm gonna go around this right here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just get a little closer to the camera. right there. So you see I kind of went twist, and then under right there. Get a nice wrap. The same thing right here. I'll go across. And there you go. And that's all I need for this one. There might be some parts left over right there, but we can wrap it. Remember, you want it to be real strong to avoid any accidents, anything from breaking during the shipping. Okay, sorry, I was just fixing the camera a little bit just so you guys can get a better angle. And this right here, you know, I want to make sure you go around, adding enough tape for it to ship. Remember, you want to make sure that it's really well secured. So it might seem like it's a whole bulk of bubble wrap in here, but it's just to make sure that there is plenty of absorption, shock absorption whenever, you know, that truck is just bouncing. And you know, some of those guys sometimes don't really care about the packages, and they just toss them around and just grab them and drop stuff on top of them, and just a whole mess. So you don't want whoever you're shipping this to, you know, a friend, family, or customer, however, you don't want them to get something in really bad condition. And you know, that's just not okay. And of course, you know, plants, if you love plants like I do, bonsais and stuff like that, you always want to make sure they stay alive. Want to make sure they stay alive. There's nothing wrong with them. So you, of course, you know, this one is really pretty. So of course, so there it is. So now there's plenty of shock in here, so there's no way that this is going to be you know, breaking or anything like that. And I'm just going to secure at the base of the plant. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is when shipping a plant, you want to make sure that the box is a little bit bigger than the actual plant. So there is some movement in there, so you can add additional cushioning. There it is. This is a box that I have, and again, I made this one out of another, you know, it was like this, and I just cut it down, and you know, gotta recycle sometimes. So there it is, really well placed in there. And then once I close it down, as you can see, it fits perfect in here. So yeah, so now once we have the box right here, what I like to do as well, I like to just grab a little bit more of that bubble wrap, and I like to stuff it like around the side of the box. So if you can see right here, let me show you real quick. You see right there, there is stuffing all around the side. This way the plant is not going to move at all. You know, like I said, you know, these guys are not, they're not gonna handle this with care. There might be a few of them that might be good people, and you know, like their job and handle stuff with care, but it's gonna be hard to find someone that actually does care about these packages. because it's not theirs, you know, they don't really care. So I'll be stuffing this around, and boom, this thing is not moving at all. You see, it's just staying there. It's just perfectly on place. Also, you want to make sure that there's plenty of protection here in case that they do add something on top of this box. So I have this other cardboard. I have this this come with like fruits and stuff like that, but this is like twice as thick. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this is real like firm, you know. So there's no way that this is not gonna help. You know, there's no way that this won't help. So I'm just adding this on the corner right here, and I have another piece that I already have, and I'll be adding it on that other side right there. It's making like this little shape right there. You see, it's perfect. But I want to add an additional piece at the front, because this is really strong. But if something was to step on the side, it's gonna break this part right here. So I want to add extra support. You can add cardboard if you have any maybe any wood, just anything that's gonna help reinforce this. I would just add if you have another box laying around, you can just add you know, like different pieces of. Okay, so here it is. A simple way of doing a shipping on a plant. Like I said, this is not the prettiest package. You know, of course, you don't want. If you want, you know, if you have like a business and stuff like that, of course, you want to make sure that the package is really nice, presentable. But I'm just doing like shipping like once a month or so. So, you know, as long as the package is really firm, like you see right here, it's just really firm. It's not gonna cause any damage. It's really well balanced. That's what matters to me the most. You know, as long as the package is pretty strong, it's gonna make sure that the plant arrives in great shape. That's all that matters. Other than that, that's pretty much all we need to worry about. But yeah, that's how you package. Of course, you want to recycle. You want to use, this is an Amazon box. You want to make sure that you save nature. You know, you want to make sure that you stay away from like purchasing new stuff. Whenever, if you have something laying around, just might as well use what you have. So we're actually not causing any more harm to the planet. So just subscribe. I have a really nice juniper that I got at the same auction. So I'll be unboxing that one whenever it arrives. It should be within the next few days. So I'm really excited about that. It's a really nice tree, and yeah, just go ahead and subscribe, comment if you have any questions. If you suggest changing anything that I did here on the packaging, just subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day and stay bonsaiing.